The FIFA Pro 11 first debuted back in 2005, and for 20 years, the Pro 11 to me has been a great tool that football fans can utilize in order to get more familiar with previous seasons of the beautiful game that maybe these fans didn't have the privilege and honor of watching live and in person. The Pro 11 to me is just the starting cast of characters in any movie or show. Think of every single individual football season as a show or a movie, and this just tells you who are the main characters in that show or movie. Like, when somebody first recommends a show or movie to you, the first thing you do is go look at who's in the cast, and if you like the actors in that cast. It's the same thing with the Pro 11. This just tells you who are the main characters in the 24-25 season for football according to the players. So to me, it's important. It's a snapshot of that season. Who are the best players at their respective position in that season? And if I was not a football fan back in 05, but I want to know who was considered the best goalkeeper in the world back in 05, I'll go look at the Pro 11 team and I'll see that it's Buffon. Buffon was considered the best goalkeeper on the planet back in 05. And by the way, it works for any sport as well. The All-NBA team, the All-Pro team in the NFL. I want to know who was the best center in the NBA back in 1983. The first thing I'll do is go look at the All-NBA team for 1983 and I'll see who was the best center in the league. Who was first team All-NBA? Was it Kareem? Was it Moses Malone? Was it, I don't think Akeem was in the league yet. But anyway, you guys get my point. So to me, as a football nerd and somebody who cares way more about this than I should, it matters to me. Maybe it doesn't matter to you, but again, I care about this shit for some odd reason. I don't know why. I'm just quirky and cool and so edgy. You guys, nobody understands me. You know what I mean? I'm such a popular loner. I just sit in the corner in class. I'm not even in high school anymore, but when I used to be in high school, I would sit in the corner in class and just think about football all day, and then everybody else was talking about girls and, recess and all this shit. It's like, bro, can we just talk about football? That's the guy that I was, right? So this matters to me. The best way I can put it is, when I think back to the 2012 FIFA Pro 11 team, I think of Real Madrid and Barca because they dominated football back then. But then you see at striker, a guy who wasn't part of Real Madrid or Barcelona, and by the way, wasn't part of a big footballing nation. He wasn't playing for Portugal like Ronaldo, or Argentina like Messi, or Spain like Xavi Iniesta, or Ramos, or Brazil like Marcelo and Dani Alves. The striker for the FIFA Pro 11 team back in 2012 was none other than Radamel Falcao. So if you're a football fan and you want to get more familiar with previous seasons of the game, you look at the Pro 11 team back in 2012 and you'll know, wow, Radamel Falcao made this team over guys like Zlatan in his prime, and RVP in his prime, and Suarez in his prime, and Benzema near his prime. And all these great strikers that we had back in the 2010s, Falcao made the team over them. So again, to me, it's important. And I say all that to say this. The FIFA Pro 11 for this past season just came out. And look, do I give a fuck? Yes. Should I care this much? Again, no. But what I'll say is this, because I do care. I care a lot about this. The fact that Bellingham is here after not having a great year, if you want to chuck him in there, okay. The fact that, Caicedo didn't make this list, that's fine. The fact that Gabriel didn't make this list, it's fine. I wish it wasn't a back three. I don't know why they're using a back three for this. I wish it would be a back four with Gabriel and Van Dijk, and you could put Hakimi and Mendes on either side because they do deserve to be there. And then the midfield, to me, would be Pedri, Vitinha. You could have Caicedo, you could have Kimmich, but I would put Pedri, Vitinha, and João Neves. To me, they were the best midfielders on the planet last season. I think Jude is a great player. Obviously, Jude Bellingham, based on talent, is to me a top 2 midfielder in the world. But just last season, he wasn't that. And the only Madrid player, by the way, that I think should be here is Mbappe. I think Mbappe is rightfully here. But that's not my gripe with this. I'm not here to shit on Bellingham or any of these guys. I'm here to talk about how football fucking failed Raphinha. Football failed Raphinha. Because football fans in 10 years are going to look at this Pro 11 and look at and see the fact that Raphinha wasn't here. After he just had one of the most productive seasons any player in Europe has had over the past I don't know how many years. And they put fucking Cole Palmer over Raphinha. They put Cole Palmer over Raphinha. Football failed Raphinha, finishing 5th in the Ballon d'Or, not making the Pro 11, and losing out to Cole Palmer, not even Mohamed Salah, losing out to Cole fucking Palmer. Are you kidding me, bro? This is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. And I care about this because, again, Raphinha's season, the season he just had, it's going to go under the radar. Nobody's going to talk about it. In the next 10 years, nobody's going to talk about Raphinha's season and how good it was. And that should not be the case because, yes, he tailed off towards the latter stages of the season, Let's not forget how good this guy was for the first 9 months. He was the best player on the planet, bro. He was the best player on the planet. They put Cole Palmer here. And I think Cole Palmer is a great player. I think he's a great player. One of the most talented players I've seen in the Premier League in a long time. I really believe that. I think he's great. I have nothing against Cole Palmer. But what I do have against Cole Palmer is that he made this team over Raphinha. And by the way, it's not just Raphinha. The fact that Mohamed Salah, who just had arguably the greatest season, individual season in Premier League history. If you want to say it's not the best, that's fine. If you want to say Henry back in 03, 04 was better, whatever. Yeah, Suarez 13, 14 is better. That's fine. Ronaldo 07, 08, that's fine. He's definitely in the top 5. And the fact that he didn't make the Pro 11 is crazy to me. It's insane to me. This should not be the case. And again, how do you fit them all in? I don't know. I don't know how you fit it all in. That's what she said. Not to me, because obviously, no, I don't have that problem. I wasn't blessed with that problem. But maybe some of you guys were. But she didn't say that to me. But anyway, You can't fit all these guys in here. But when I think back at the 24-25 season, two of the first players that are going to come to my mind are Raphinha and it's going to be Mohamed Salah. Those are two of the first players that are going to come to my mind. It's not going to be Jude Bellingham. I'm sorry, it's just not going to be Jude Bellingham. And it's not going to be Cole Palmer, quite frankly. It's going to be Dembele because he won the Ballon d'Or and had an amazing season and won the treble. It's going to be Lamine Yamal, who was fantastic throughout the whole year and just bursted onto the scene as one of the best players in the world as a 17-year-old. It's going to be about Kylian Mbappe, who, by the way, started off the season really slow, but he picked it up and just had this great form for the last 4 months. And it's going to be about Raphinha, who, again, dominated in the biggest competition in European football, scored some of the biggest goals of the season last year. By the way, Raphinha didn't ghost in the biggest games. He came up big in the biggest games. And Mohamed Salah, who, again, like I said, he's not having the best year right now, like he's not having the best season currently, but let's not forget how good he was this past year. So I just wanted to come on here, a short video, and just rant about this, because again, to me, football failed Raphinha. I should not be looking at a Pro 11 about the 24-25 season and not see Raphinha on here, because again, it matters. When you go back and look at the 2012 Pro 11 team, you see Falcao, and you realize, oh my God, this guy was so good. He was so good. Paul Pogba made a Pro 11 team, and you realize kids can go back and look and think and realize, wow, Paul Pogba was really that good. He's not just like a meme on TikTok. No, Paul Pogba made a Pro 11 team. He was really that good. So again, to me, it matters. And as a football fan, if you're a real football fan, if you actually care about the sanctity and the history of the game, you should care about this too, because it's important. Because we need to make sure that the history of football is told in the right way, in the correct way. And without Raphinha here, without Mohamed Salah here, it simply cannot be told the right way. And like I said, casuals, look at the stuff. When you're a new fan and a new sport, you want to learn as much about the sport as possible. That's what happened to me when I was learning about the NFL, when I first got into the NFL or the UFC. I would go back and look at who was the all-pro safety back in 2003. Oh, Brian Dawkins. I don't know if it was Brian Dawkins, but I'm guessing it was Brian Dawkins. Oh, he was the best safety in the league back then. It's the same thing with the Pro 11, bro. So I think football failed Raphinha, a guy who was, in March we were talking about him being basically the runaway favorite to win the Ballon d'Or, and now it's November and he finished 5th in the Ballon d'Or, which by the way was a travesty, and he didn't make the Pro 11 team. I'm just, I'm glad that Pedri made it, because at least Pedri, he finished 10th in the voting, which is crazy, but at least he made the Pro 11 team. But again, this to me is a disgrace. I don't understand it. I think a guy like Cole Palmer has no business being on this team. I think a guy like Jude Bellingham, I think he's a great player. I don't think Jude had the best 24-25 season. Now, after the 23-24 season, Jude Bellingham had to be on that team. And so did Vini. Because you cannot tell the story of the 24-25 season without talking about Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham. But you can tell the story of the 24-25 football season without talking about Jude Bellingham once. I can talk to you about the whole 24-25 football season without mentioning Jude Bellingham's name once. And I could do the same thing with Cole Palmer if it wasn't for that stupid Club World Cup. They just gave him this like clout like I've never seen before. Like Cole Palmer had a great Club World Cup, and then all of a sudden he's finishing in the top 10 in the Ballon d'Or, and he's making the Pro 11 team. After, 3 weeks of good football, and Chelsea winning the Club World Cup, which by the way is a new tournament that just started. It shouldn't carry that much weight and prestige. And I get it, he's swaggy, he's cool. No, it's ridiculous to me. So that's my gripe with the Pro 11. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. This really upset me more than it should have, because it should upset you too. It should really upset you too. And you can tell that I'm upset because I'm stuttering more than usual. When I'm really upset, I stutter way more than usual. So now I'm upset. Everything else here, again, Gabriel should have made it. Gabriel should have made the team. William Pacho could have made the team as well. He could have made the team as well. And I think Joao Neves not being here is crazy. But my biggest gripe, as a Barca fan, of course, I'm biased, is Raphinha not being here. Because I feel like we failed Raphinha, not just as a fan base. I don't think Barca fans failed Raphinha per se. But I do think that he should have better PR, because he should be a part of this team. And maybe players don't respect him like that. Maybe they respect a player like Cole Palmer more. And if that's the case, then maybe I'm mistaken. But to me, I just don't get it. But yeah, those are my thoughts. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I love every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.